He's an interesting fellow. I've known Maurice for how many years?
Oh, boy.
When was it that you...
20-something years, I think.
Yeah, I guess it's been over 20 years. When we lived in Northern Virginia, we wanted to start a church. And so we went around and found out in the denomination that there's this young kid, wet behind the ears, that had just gotten his divinity degree and wanted to lead a church, to start a church from scratch. And of course, when you start a church, you have nobody attending church, so therefore there's no tithing, therefore there's no money. And so we invited Maurice and Joanne to come live with us, and at that time we didn't have any children. And so we had a 4-bedroom house, and they took one of the bedrooms, and we took the other, and next thing you know, she's expecting. And so then we had to build out the downstairs in the basement so that they'd have some real privacy because of the youngster that was coming. And that's when I first met Maurice, and fell in love with the guy. He's just a neat guy, and he's the kind of person that when he deals with someone, he deals right from the heart. I mean, he's the kind of person that when you meet and you get to know, you know that there's no sales pitch. You know, it's real. What he says is what is there. And he was an associate pastor of a megachurch down in Palm Bay, and God pulled him out of that and stuck him out in the world. And guess what he started doing? Of all things, after being a guaranteed income, right, with retirement and all the things that go with being an associate pastor of church, he's selling with it. And he was selling for one of our competitors. And I kept bugging him about that. I kept saying, you know, Maurice, it is greener on the other side. You know, you ought to consider that. And Ted and Mary Crawford here were the representatives in that particular market in Melbourne. And it's been, what, over a year now?
2 years,
Has it
2
been
and a half?
2? Has it been that? Wow. Wow, that's great. 2
Okay.
years this December.
Yeah.
So Maurice is, I'm supposed to tell you that Maurice is not politically correct. And I guess most ministers aren't. He's still ordained and still practices on the weekends. He's ministered of duties from time to time. So that's Maurice Sines. Please welcome him. Now, Craig Pomfret, I met him a little over a year ago, Craig, wasn't it? And you were coming in the office as Jim and I were going out, as I remember.
Yeah.
Jim was with us, and I met you for the first time. He introduced you and said, this is one of my newest executives. And as I mentioned earlier, Craig, I did not realize that until I talked to Jim on Tuesday, that he was waiting tables before he got his real estate license and decided to come into business. And I understand that initially it was a struggle.
It was
You
an
can tell
emotion.
more about that, but it was a struggle.
Absolutely, yes.
But Jim said what? Hang in there, it'll be okay.
That's it. He
Let
took
me
me
work with
aside. Yeah.
Yeah.
He took me aside, and it was about maybe 20 minutes, you know, one-on-one conversation in our conference room. And he basically just told me that I'm doing everything the right way. Just keep on doing what you're doing, and you'll eventually see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Now, we're going to ask you guys to use those microphones because not everybody in the back can hear you.
Okay.
But he's only been in the business a little bit over a year, 18 months. He's already a member of the Diamond Award Club, which is $250,000 in gross commission, already this year. And this is a wonderful story that he's going to share with you and how great it is. And isn't it great that we have people his age coming into the business? Anita, wouldn't you agree with that? That, man, this is great having somebody this young. That means we all can do that. We can all attract people this age to come in the business.
You mean we can all go back to being young?
No, you can't. We're toast. And then Steve. I've known Steve 8 years, I think. Isn't it, Steve? 8 or 9 years?
Seems like yesterday, Ken.
Yeah. Steve, I tell you what, he's the kind of guy that would give you his shirt off his back if he had not another shirt to put on. He's just that kind of individual. He's a caring person that when he meets his customer base, they just fall in love with Steve, because Steve says, listen, I'm here for you. If it works out, it's fine. If it doesn't work out, that's okay too. And I know there's a number of times that he's probably left the closing table with less money than he anticipated on having, because his heart really goes out to the people that are there. And he's just that kind of individual. He's the kind of person that as he builds this relationship with folks, that they just feel like they have to send him business. You know, they just have to refer people to him because of the man's heart and the way he operates. And so with that little bit of an introduction,